We just watched the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where
Larry was dating Vivica Fox.
And he couldn't leave her because why he couldn't leave?
She had a cancer
she was getting
scare.
she was getting like some type of
treatment.
And he said, now she's sick, I can't leave her. That's Brennan. I truly believe he thought, God damn it.
Hello, my loves. Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph. And I know it's been quite a bit of time, but we're back to talk things, all things Married at First Sight, or whatever the hell they calling this show nowadays. We are back. Joe, do you have any updates? Anything you want to talk about before we dig in?
No, we went a little bit on a hiatus because we had some family a business to tend to. We had a really big loss in the family. Mm-hmm. So we was out of it, and we just trying to get on a good foot.
Yes. And he's pushing me to get on a good foot.
I will let each other.
I will let y'all know. He like, come on, we got to get some stuff done.
No, we pushing each other to get back on a good foot. So, so we here. We going to try to keep pushing and be super consistent.
Well, first things first, we are drinking our drink. This is the Wake Me Up When Something Happens.
Okay, Keisha.
Espresso martini. Joe, would you like to tell us what's in this beautiful martini that you made?
Like she said, this is the Wake Me Up. And when something happens, 1 part Mr. Black, 1 part vodka, 1 part gin for her.
I'm a gin drinker.
1 part coffee, espresso coffee, whatever you want to use.
All right. Cheers, honey.
Cheers.
Did you like that? I surprised him with that one.
She sure did.
We're talking all things Married at First Sight. We did watch the last 2 episodes, but we're going to talk about the most recent one. Emily is in the die about this marriage, and it's stressing me out.
And I really believe that people should be committed to this process when they come on this show. Right? I want to be clear about that. I appreciate anyone who is just like, I signed up for this thing, and I'm going to see it through. Also, and however, Emily should be freed.
Free her.
You do not have to film anymore, dear.
Free her.
If Cameron can find a way out, you should be allowed to find a way out too. I don't think she should be forced to be tethered to this man. I don't think she should be forced to film. And I guess one can argue that she's not forced. She volunteered to go back to the house after she busted her head open.
She did, and I do think I kind of get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I do kind of get it. My thing with Emily is some people are gluttons for punishment, and maybe the reason why she never had a relationship because that is an active characteristic of hers. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't resolve those things, and she may have known that about herself. But I'm saying, like, girl, you lost your hair on the honeymoon. Cool. Okay, we've gotten past that. You have literally cracked your skull open. It is so frightening to me and so scary to me. If I was her mother, I would have drove down there and plucked her from the meme myself.
You gotta go.
It's time. We're done. We're done with him. We're done with this. I now have to insert myself. And not because I think Emily makes bad decisions, but because she's concussed. And who knows what decision she's going to make from here. And I know they said she wasn't concussed, but she got bashed in the mammy tapping head by a tree that had been standing there for 150 years.
She got to be concussed because she claims that this brought them closer somehow. You have to be concussed there.
And we also need to have conversations around trauma bonding. There is a space where you do experience some sense of trauma, where you do feel aligned with other people. That's real. You know what I mean? That's sociological. Like, you can't even help that if you share an experience with somebody or share like experiences to find some common ground, some commonality and everything like that. So that is a thing. Y'all not going to get me to believe Brennan likes her. You're not going. They walked into the retreat. He immediately said, "So separate bedrooms."
Yes.
They couldn't even look at the rooms
Yeah.
before he said it. And Neil, this brought y'all closer together. Do not be fooled, baby. Do not be fooled.
I think it has to be a head trauma or something. Like for her to say, well, I think this brought us closer together. Who knows? Who knew that this is what it would take? And I'm sitting here thinking, are you serious, dear?
She's serious. And not to say that when you experience things in your marriage together and you're on your journey to getting through it, getting past it, you've gotten past it, there is something about experiencing certain things that does bring you together.
Right, but that's from people who have a foundation of liking each other in the first place.
Precisely.
Which this was never that. Right. I think low key he was pissed that she hit her head, and he's like, I cannot. We just watched the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where the bull could not leave his girl because
Larry was dating Vivica Fox,
and he couldn't leave her because why he couldn't leave her?
Because she had a cancer.
She was getting she was getting like some type of treatment, and he said, now she's sick, I can't leave her. Yeah. That's Brennan. That has to be Brennan right now. Like, I truly believe he thought, God damn it, like, there's no way if I leave now, especially the overproducer Brennan.
Oh yeah,
he has to be thinking, if I leave now, there's no way I'll be able to walk in the streets and show my face. Like, they will kill me.
But explain to me how y'all casted a man who only mumbles.
Right.
That's him all the time.
He still ain't got nothing to say.
How did he get here?
I don't get it.
Still don't have nothing to say. Also, is it me? Or do you think Brennan has an issue with Michael? There is something very tense.
He don't like Michael
about their interaction.
To label it as an issue almost makes it a two-way street. He just does not like Michael, which Michael is not everybody's cup of tea, not even Chloe's. We'll get there. But so I'm not, this isn't surprising to me. It's given a little bit of the jock is bullying the nerd.
Yes.
It's a lot of little jabs, unnecessary comments and things like that. It's very obvious. He just doesn't like him.
But what you don't know is that Michael's a ninja warrior. Okay? And he will put that. It is so clear. What I like about Michael is, first of all, Michael killed the little ninja warrior obstacle course thing.
He did.
And it really starts to change your mind about, I don't know, like masculinity and what that means and where are we actually getting that from, that kind of thing. He's kind of like pushing an envelope because you see this man who is able to tackle these certain obstacles, and it is something about that. So I understood Chloe, and this is me kind of segueing into her because I have so many issues with Chloe. She makes me, we talk about being triggered between her and Lauren. People just use words. Yes. Y'all must be stopped.
Yeah.
Talk about being triggered, right? Something about Chloe gives me, she called the police on a black person for barbecuing by a lake.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about her that makes me unbelievably uncomfortable. And I don't know if it's her lack of confidence in herself that makes me uncomfortable, or her passive aggressive spirit, which bothers me to my core. Because I think that you can be assertive, you can say what you mean without dogging somebody else out. I don't know. Something about her I don't like. And it's unfortunate because you all paired this vanilla white Wonder Bread Strowman ass hoe with this man who is obviously more dynamic than that. And that's what is weird to me. I don't know.
Chloe is, the thing that bothers me about Chloe is I'm very clear on it. It's the disingenuous that oozes from her body.
It's like
she can't tell you what color she likes without you having to second guess it because it comes off as so disingenuous. Like she's one of the fakest people that I've ever seen on TV. I can tell it's very loud that she doesn't like Michael either.
Right.
And then the things that she says, it's very corporate Karen-y, like that's the microaggression, passive aggression type stuff. Yeah,
and maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why I feel triggered.
That's the triggering thing. That's the skirt you're going to wear. I don't think anybody else would ever have that skirt on. Like, it's just, and it's like, I want to go with you. Yes, I can sympathize
But
with
we acting like he had on a mini skirt.
But regardless of that, I can sympathize with a woman who got paired with a man having some reservations because he's wearing a skirt. But the way you're so fake and fraudulent with everything you do makes me not even, I can't even be on your side.
1,000%.
It's like so bad.
1,000%. And what I think is even, and I'm going to give Michael some too, because my feeling about Michael is you wait till if Michael lived in California like he said he from, he would have no problem finding somebody.
You should have never left, Michael.
Who's just like him. There are a ton of women who would be able to accept the fact that he liked to wear a little bit of jewelry.
And they would go shopping with skirts together.
It would be no problem. The way I see, but the truth of the matter is, and I said this to Joe, if they did this casting in LA, Michael doesn't get picked.
Yeah, because he's 1,000%. He
doesn't get picked. You know what I mean? And that's because you come a dime a dozen.
Yes.
Respectfully, we can get somebody taller, smarter, better looking, and I think he's all those things: good looking, tall, smart. But the truth of the matter is, you come a dime a dozen. So you go to Colorado, which is already white wonder bread town, city, America.
Extraordinaire.
Exactly. And when I say white wonder bread, I'm not specifically talking about the people, but I'm talking about the experiences.
The blandness.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about when I say this. So this is really not no credence to like any actual person, but more the experience of it all. You go down there and you try to find a wife, and then you get surprised and almost like emboldened to lean in. Oh, let me wear your pearls. First of all, why you even own that ugly ass necklace? Chloe. That necklace was disgustingly, terribly horrible. And it was like, why would you ever wear a Benoit ball on your neck?
I don't know.
It was just ugly. She'll do the,
oh my God.
Oh, my necklace. Oh, well, he wanted to wear my hoops. Like, just tell him, first of all, I would have to ask him, where did this come from? Because nobody yet has asked Michael why he likes to wear skirts, including Pastor Cal. You could just ask him. You could just ask him.
But not only that, Chloe, just say it bothers you. That's the fakeness too. Like, just say it bothers you. Stop. We have to stop overproducing, because no one would be upset with you if you said it's a little weird for me that my man want to borrow my jewelry and my outfits. No one, if you just were straightforward with it. Yeah. No one with it. It's the fakeness of it all. Like, well, she's dancing around it, even in the conversation with Pastor Kyle. Well, that's not the first thing he's asked me that was a little different. Right. Girl, just say what you want to say.
Right. Like,
we hate a passive aggressive Karen.
I hate it.
Like, just say what you got to say.
Talk about being triggered. And I felt like Lauren, and I like Lauren, but that sometimes people be so far down their therapy journey, they just start using words and all that shit
they
wrong.
Just talking.
And that's coming from being a person who kind of like that. You know what I mean? I feel like when she sat there and said, she was like, yeah, I never dated a man. She was honest with the girls, Chloe, when she said, I've never dated a man who wore skirts and things like that. And Lauren was like, yeah, like, it's okay to like tell him like there's something triggering about this. And I'm thinking,
how do we get there?
That is such a massive word. And one thing we have to stop doing, and we are in the age of overinflation.
Oh my God.
The money is overinflated. How much money we got is overinflated. You know what I mean? What we look like is overinflated. All of those things, right? So in the age of overinflation, we should not be giving people words to weaponize against other people. Triggered. This man has been nothing but nice to this woman, kind to this woman, giving this woman the space that she's needed, and he put on a skirt, and now she's triggered.
I think we are in a time where people don't have a full grasp of the English language, and we just throw words around. Period.
And it's for lack of reading.
Everybody is wealthy. Everybody's a genius. Kanye West is a genius. Elon Musk is a genius. Everybody's a genius. Anybody with money is a genius.
Don't get me started on that.
Everybody is in love. I love you. We in love. Booty boop. After we met for 2 days, we
watching Love at First Sight. I mean, what's it?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
And we gonna get to that too. These words have meaning. We cannot just throw these big words around. Like, she just, and this is a part of the antics that Lauren pulled with Orion that I didn't like. It is immediately went to these massive words, and all of a sudden, the tables turn, and the person who had said the racial slur and all of that other stuff is now the victim because we throwing out these massive words like I feel attacked, I feel triggered. All of these. We have to be serious about the words that we use with people. We talking about this man doing some stuff that is foreign to you.
Right.
That's all. That's that at the core of it. That's what we talking about.
Which is cool, and nobody would argue with you. The truth of the matter is, to your point about being disingenuous, because you are so disingenuous, we can't even rock with you.
Yeah.
I can't even say, like, girl, I really dig it. I understand what the hell you're saying. I don't want nobody with no skirt on either.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the truth of the matter is, the more I watch this man on TV, the more to me and my definition of masculinity, he looked like a man to me. You know what I mean? He ain't the first man I've seen in a skirt. Do I think it's odd? Yes. Would I ask him about it? Yes. But I tell people all the time, like, y'all be so caught up on stuff that could be changed. And the truth of the matter is, y'all, this is a phase. He wearing skirts today. It's going to be out soon. So if you are invested in the human, right? Him wearing a skirt is so far, like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And my thing is, I could get with you, Chloe, if you didn't make it so incredibly hard, because I thought it was weird that he kept pressing the issue about these things.
I think that's weird too.
I thought it was like they moved on to another thing, and he like, so what's up with them earrings?
Which I thought was weird. I thought that was too much.
I thought it was too much, but then because you can't be real about how it's making you feel and how uncomfortable you are about it, and you're tiptoeing around it, and then you're saying all of these side comments in mixed company. Right, you like them, but you don't. Now it's just like, it's taking some used to. I'm trying to get used to it. I don't know about the attraction, like all of this, like.
But where did y'all get this woman with all this negative, anxious energy?
Because she was negative and anxious long before we even got to the cross-dressing stuff.
I know.
And that's my issue with her.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, all this negative, anxious energy. She in there like,
this is on a honeymoon. 17. Not only that, but this is at the honeymoon. At their I mean, they one dinner in before she's crying at the table, and he's like, Are you good?
This is season 17 of, like, the show has been on for 17 seasons. You are not the first person to be married at first sight.
Right.
Furthermore, you're not the first person to go through this process. How did you make it to the end and you obviously have anxious issues?
Yeah.
I don't even understand that.
Yeah.
It's almost like y'all threw a dart in a dark room and found this man a wife. And I'm really disappointed in that because nothing about them feels like they should be paired.
I mean, not in the slightest bit. If I saw them, I mean, holding hands walking down the street, I would think that somebody was under duress. Like somebody's being held hostage. There's no way I would think they were together. Yeah, there's no way. Nothing about them would even give that they would be friends in another life.
What do y'all think? Do y'all think this is a good pairing? Like, I'm not really sold on it. I feel like, honestly, I feel like Michael got fixed.
He did get twice. He got fixed twice. And I don't understand that. And I almost think Chloe even blamed him for not getting married at first sight the first time. She did. Her reaction was weird. She literally said, had I known that before, I would have made a different decision.
Like, that was his fault. He never even spoke to the girl.
But is that not a red flag, everybody? Nobody heard that and thought, maybe we shouldn't have paired her with her.
But also, why wouldn't y'all give her that information?
Right.
That's weird to me too, though.
Because now she's going into the relationship literally saying out loud to other people, I would not have done this had I known that he was paired before.
I don't know. I think Michael can do better.
He can.
And I think he could do better in a skirt. How about that? And Pearl Benoit balls around his neck. Okay? That's how I feel about it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, something about Chloe. I am absolutely triggered. And what I want to say, I'm not going to say because I feel like I'm triggered. Something about her cringes me the hell out. And I know y'all feel the same because I be reading the comments. So let's talk about Becca and Austin. Becca has a stomach bug. She's sick. And y'all cannot tell me that Austin did not poison her. Allegedly.
He trying to get up out of here. Austin,
I'm kidding, Austin. That was a joke. He just trying to any way to get out of sleeping with this woman, and I don't understand.
I think the weird part about this Austin and Becca situation for me is that I believe that Austin, to his core, actually wants to like her. He just cannot. I believe he cannot like her. Like, I think he thinks she's a good person. I think he enjoys being around her. But when it comes down to pay the tax, I think he cannot do it because he literally feels like it's a tax. Like, I got to do this. I got to touch her. I got to lay in the bed with her.
Which is crazy.
I mean, is it? They got married at first sight.
Huh. Good point.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't pick her. You know what I mean? So I just think he's trying to be a part of this process, but he literally cannot bring his body to do physical things with her.
I do find it odd because, not because I think that they should be, hunching, because I don't necessarily believe that either. Like, I feel like, okay, it's only been 2 months. He's well within his rights not to want to, you know what I mean?
Right, because inversely, if the roles were reversed, would anybody really have an issue with this?
No, absolutely not.
So,
absolutely not. And I don't have an issue with it. I do find it weird that Becca keeps talking about it. I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's weird that Becca keeps talking about it because from the very beginning, it was very clear to me that Becca has big insecurity issues. She need to be loved, hugged, stroked.
Oh,
I mean,
you got that in? I didn't even pick that up.
1,000%. So this is, I think to me, this is just adding insult to injury that this is happening because if he was doting on her from the beginning, I think she would have an issue.
Yeah, because it almost feels, but that's yes. Because it almost feels to me like it's manufactured. Like, I'm like, girl, like, what is the man not doing every time I see y'all kissing in the mouth?
Yeah, because also you, like he said, you make it a thing now. Right. So now it's this pressure to perform on this grand stage because they're also not just a couple doing life.
Right.
Every time it's about to be a moment, it's cameras in the room and people walking around with earpieces and walkie-talkies and all that.
Yeah, like,
stuff.
how you think that make him feel?
Exactly, especially when he's trying to do this with a person who he's not really that into physically.
You think he's not into her physically?
I'm 1,000% sure that he's not into her physically. Mm-hmm. I think he likes her as a person, but I could just tell that like he's really not into her physically. And I think he's trying.
I think he's a really nice guy. I really like Austin.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's trying. Yeah. But I think it's something there like, and I think we have to give in spaces like this grace because the majority of us have never been in a situation where we have to show up physically for someone that we're not into. Like, think about how many people you know have been in that situation. I can't name any almost. You know what I mean?
But my thing is, I think everybody is not going to date or be with somebody that they are initially physically attracted to.
But they want to. They think they are. Everybody thinks they will be with the person who is their 100% like head over heels, like physical specimen of their dreams. Almost everybody, I mean, the 99.9% of people that we talk to and know and see out in the world, they all think that.
I'm here to tell y'all, and I'm speaking from a place of privilege, but that's not the case. Like, I think it's just not. Like, and I'm speaking from a space of having done life with people who I might not have initially been attracted to. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm saying that from experience. Like, I just think that, like, it's so... I always can tell when people are not used to people being good to them. Because I tell y'all this all the time. My only barometer for love is how you treat me. And I can learn to love anything about a mother jumper who treat me well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I kind of think that's how Austin is kind of approaching this. Like, I can learn to love you because you're good to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I do too. I think that's how he's approaching it.
And I do think he's going through this like ebb and flow of feelings about her physically. But I don't know. I think he's handling it well.
The difference in Michael and Becca's situation is everyone, even from the experts to his wife, is trying to expedite that process. A lot of people might feel like, I can do this. I can learn to love this person. I can learn the attraction can grow. but they're not under time constraints.
Exactly. And I think that matters too.
That matters because in this situation, everybody's like, there's only 4 weeks left.
Right.
Have you had sex yet? Have you kissed yet? Have you did yet? And it's like, it's kind of counterproductive when we're talking about marriage.
And I also
which is supposed to be till death.
Physicalness evolves. When Joe and I were first together, I was not very touchy. I was very much like, in my space, he in his space, God bless, right? He's very affectionate. Over time, I've grown to be way more affectionate than even I thought I could be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So sometimes it just takes time. Like,
yeah. And especially if you are not attracted to this person, like that has to take time. And I think that it's making it worse that everybody is just like, let's speed this up. You know what I mean? Decision day is coming. We haven't done it yet. Every week, this is their narrative. Well, it hasn't happened yet. And we're waiting. I thought tonight was going to be the night. And then there's such this disappointment. And now he feels like he has to make up for this disappointment. And so he's planning extra trips and all of this stuff because tonight was supposed to be the night. And now this night is supposed to be the night. And then there's constant buildup. That is a lot. That's a lot to deal with, especially with cameras in your face. It's a lot to deal with when you're not filming. But especially with cameras in your face, that's a lot to deal with.
I agree. So I'm not going to give Austin too much. And I'm also tired of seeing Becca cry. I'm bored with it.
Oh, she cries every
And
episode.
I like Becca, very light on the but I do like her personality. And I just am like, girl, stop asking this man about, please. I wish I might ask, girl, stop. You gotta just
be. At some
you
point,
gotta
just be. Yeah.
And I get that you want to talk about everything and tackle everything and do all these things. I absolutely get it. But at the same time, you just gotta let stuff flow. Like, give it a break. It's been 4 weeks.
Yeah, you gotta just let it be.
Or however much time or whatever. I guess the last people to talk about is Claire and Cameron. The more I watch Claire on TV, the less I like her. I've never seen somebody decline in favor as I have Claire. This cast is so just terrible.
This is a bad cast. I think no one has promised really to make it. I think that Claire, for some reason, I don't understand why we keep having these events and these outings
with these
single people.
Explain it to me.
Cameron is not here. Whatever he claims to have, we're going to go with that. Whatever health issues it is, whatever it is, Cameron is not here. And we have to stop getting Claire in these solo shots where she's talking about Cameron being here as if he would be here if he wasn't in the hospital.
And I don't believe
Cameron was leaving before he had a heart attack or whatever the hell happened to him.
Whatever lie he told him to get out of
Cameron was 100% healthy, happy, and whole, he still wouldn't be here unless he was forced contractually, similar to Lauren and Orion.
Yeah, because I don't even understand why. I don't think Lauren wants to show up.
I don't think she does either. So I think let's stop having these couples retreats where everyone is sleeping in their own room. Because everyone is single and not together.
It's almost like, but what did she say? Like, oh, it's nice to get a better idea about my self journey at a couples retreat. Like,
yeah, no,
girl, that's not what this journey was for. That's not what this was for.
That's not what it's for. And I think that also this goes against everything that the show is for. This is not singled at first sight. This is married at first sight. The minute these couples say they're getting a divorce and it's mutual, let's stop filming them. I have zero interest in following the lives of anybody on this show individually. I do not care. None of y'all are that interesting.
And I honestly think that's why y'all keep getting duds. Because these people know that whether or not they're in the relationship or not, they're going to get
They're going to be on camera.
They know it, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like not rewarding somebody for bad behavior.
Right.
Not that this is bad behavior, but it's like
it does feel that
what's
way.
The difference? Like, you know what I mean? I do think there is something to maybe 1 or 2 episodes to kind of wrap a bow on it. But in truth, it shouldn't be to the point where if you their marriage lasted 10 days.
Why are we doing this?
This
10
man
days.
sat at a table and told people that we were married for 10 days before he said he was done with it. And now all he want to do is talk to this woman. It's almost like that.
And even that is only on camera. Even by Lauren's own admission, when they aren't filming, they do not talk. There is no tension.
Right.
There is no nothing. There's no fighting to be together. None of that stuff. So all of this extra drama is caused by them having to film together.
Yes.
Let's stop filming these people and let them move on with their lives. Y'all already gave them a terrible pairing. This is y'all fault, for real. They didn't pair. I said this was a bad pairing from day one. Let's go back and we can check the script.
You did.
From day one. I thought this was a bad pairing. So I don't understand why after y'all paired these people, and horribly so, you now force them to be in each other's presence at couples retreats and all of these other outings. Claire needs to be off camera.
Claire is such a terrible cast. And it's not even like, some would say like, oh, if you dislike a person, that's good casting too. No. She's like, when I mean a terrible casting, she's like very, 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 it's like nails on a chalkboard. I literally fast forward, but between her, I have no desire. I don't care what she thinks. And what's scary about this is also that going back to the therapy thing, they the one who says she a therapist and all she ever says is digs. I don't know if y'all actually listen to what this woman says from time to time, but it's always a dig. Mm-hmm. She was talking about, Chloe was talking about being, young and in college, which was weird as hell, a weird conversation.
Another
cringy
disingenuous, disgusting attempt to prop herself up. We do not care that you was a groupie when you was in college. We do not care.
It gave very much money shot.
1,000%.
I just learned what that means.
We do not care, Claire.
I just learned it. And
you are not an it girl. And we can tell.
But you know what, though?
Stop trying to make yourself an it girl.
And from being an it girl, if y'all know, y'all know. From being an it girl back in the day, don't nobody talk about stuff like that. I would never,
1,000%,
ever name drop, ever.
And
unless it's John Hamm, because we best. But
also,
but that's it.
But also, you knew that it was a piss poor attempt to name drop something that may not have even happened, because she immediately followed up with, none of them remember this. No one remembers this but me. How the hell you know that? How do you know that? Because it didn't happen? Is that how you knew?
I wouldn't.
She immediately tried to preemptively strike against the internet fact checking her. Was I the only one that got that?
Yes, they're going to be like, you never went to school.
You was never with them. You didn't even go to school there. They don't know who you are.
Girl. But what made it weird to me is that, not that you don't tell that story, right? So don't get me wrong. That was her life experience. It will come up in conversation with your spouse. That's just life, right? The problem I had with it is, one, she was proud of the story. I don't know if y'all felt that way, but I did. And two, it was like so early in a relationship to introduce yourself as a groupie or a previous groupie. Like, I had to Google the people, not the NSYNC guys, but the other guys. I had to Google. And you know what it took me back to, which is crazy? It wasn't nobody more feminine at the time than NSYNC and these guys walking around wearing eyeliner, NSYNC caked up in makeup all day, every day. But you liked it. And now this man decide he Justin Timberlake was walking around with 2 hoops in his mammy tapping ears, everything. And it was okay.
I'm going to tell y'all this. As a person who could very well name drop, these stories do not come up like that. They don't. They
don't when you got the juice.
They don't.
They don't when you got the juice.
I have known this woman since I was 16 years old. I mean, we have talked about a story like that maybe 3 times in our entire relationship. Especially one that she was not there for, right? These stories don't come up like that. They just don't.
But you don't communicate a lot about things that happen.
But that
you've experienced without me.
But not only that, that's because I don't ever feel like I got to pump my name up. Oh, I was in the WhatChaCon with WhatChaCon.
Well, that's me, because I would be like,
But that's just. But you understand, like, and the people who are in these rooms also don't do those things. I had a friend who did stuff like that regularly, and somebody literally reached out to a group of our friend group that they used to move around together and literally said, don't bring him.
But
they literally said, do not. When you are in those rooms like that, you would never, ever. You would never be, especially on TV.
But that's why you don't see Tiffany Haddish with Beyonce no more.
1,000%. Zar, that is a perfect example.
Because
that's a perfect example.
That's exactly what it was. And to your point, because in my brain, I tell stories like Chloe a lot, right? Like experiences I've had. But in my brain now that I'm going back and thinking, I don't name drop. Like I'm not like...
At all.
That's not a thing that I'm about to do. Like,
At
you know
all.
what I mean? And I tell people all the time, I was a young socialite. You know what I mean? But I'm not about to be... I thought it cringed out.
Even now, when we sit in front of y'all and we tell y'all examples about stuff, notice we don't say names.
Right.
We are outside. If you follow us, we're very much so outside.
Yeah.
I'm talking about...
True.
This is the thing that Chloe is doing... fraudulent,
and it's for relevance, and it's like to make her feel like
it is 1,000%.
We get a girl 20 years ago.
Yeah,
you was
girl,
the girl.
you don't even live this life to even be talking like this, and then you brought it up multiple times.
Yeah, in your Walmart fashion.
Like, girl, please. But this is the disingenuous part of her that I can't get with, and I couldn't get with from the very beginning, and so it's making me feel even more like Michael got fixed a second time.
He did. And I'm like literally caping for the grown man who wants to wear his wife's skirts and jewels.
I know, because I couldn't even. And
I'm caping for him because I feel like there's a space for him too. I actually don't. The more I watch him, the more he's kind of making me come around about how I look at things. And like, maybe it's not that deep. Maybe it's like this preconceived notion that we have. For grown men, let me be specific.
Because it would be deep. Or if he was with a better person, he just is. He's not with a good person. So now I can't even focus on the fact that he's asking his wife, can he borrow her earrings? I can't focus on it.
I think if he was with a better person, if I'm gonna be honest, they would just accept him for who he is. He's everything about him screams heterosexual to me. Yeah. Nothing about him screams love on the spectrum. I think he likes women. I think he just likes things that he likes. And I think he likes pushing the envelope because he needs attention. And instead of us getting to the root of why he likes to wear skirts and jewelry, we keep having these conversations about why we don't like it. Like, just ask him.
I don't know where this is going. Like, I tweeted it out when we was watching this. I don't know where the Michael thing is going. We watched something where the man ended up telling his woman he loved hearts, whatever that means. So I don't know if it's going there. I'm just going to say that I can't even project. I can't even bring myself to figure out where this is going because Chloe is constantly muddying the waters and gaslighting and being fake. And so it's hard to even rock
be on her
you.
side.
It's hard. She makes it way too hard. But all in all, we have to let the couples be couples and let the single people go and be single people. I don't want to see Lauren and Orion again. I don't want to see Chloe is now fantasizing and romanticizing a relationship that never existed.
No, Claire.
I'm sorry, Claire. Every time she talks about Cameron.
But you wanted to be rid of him, and now all you do is talk about... don't get me started.
Every time she talks about Cameron, it's as if they were Bobby and Whitney in 94. It's like... they were in love. I miss him so much. I don't want to have a good time without him. Girl, you didn't give a damn about Cameron. What? Where did this come from? Where did this come from?
But you know where it comes from? She can create this narrative, Neil, that he's not in the picture because if he was around...
he can't rebuttal it.
He would immediately rebut it. He would immediately rebut it. So now you could say all these nice things without him being like, but you wasn't acting like that yesterday.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Oh, she makes me sick. I want to just round this out with one thing. We talking about sickness. Becca was sick and she kicked her husband out the bedroom while she was puking. What are y'all thoughts on that? I find that to be a violation. He shouldn't have left.
I think he could not wait to get away from her. Like, I think that the whole thing about him picking his stuff up and leaving in the middle of the night was super weird. But then again, is it weird when he's constantly in a sober mind? He's constantly trying to force himself to do something. So in a drunken mind, he literally just
He's
goes,
like, I ain't doing it.
I'm not doing it. You can come but that's the part that that's where I get the part where I say I think he's trying, because even in his drunken mind state of trying to escape, he invited her to come with him. He told her,
but it
you can
happened
come.
like 2 nights in a row. So one night he just up and got out the bed and went to another bed. And then the second time, she was throwing up and puking.
And she told him to leave.
And she told him to leave. Which is also weird, because then how did you get mad about him leaving the first time?
I don't know.
It's just like moving the goalposts. That's what's weird to me about Becca. Like, I be wanting to go there with her, but I just be like, girl, this don't make no damn sense.
Because she makes it hard, similar to Chloe.
It don't make no damn
she
sense.
Makes it hard with all of the theatrics and the...
But what do y'all feel about, like, being around your spouse when they're sick? Like, what do you guys think about that?
They're not a couple to me. They're just not a couple. Like, I think that Cameron and Claire, when Cameron goes to the hospital, she like, good riddance. They're not couples. This is a whole thing of them trying to become a couple, but they are not couples. And I think that that's part of the facade that annoys me about Becca and Austin, because they would try to paint it like they're the best couple in the house, when really they're just the only couple that is
still together.
That's
sleeping
it.
in the bed together.
That's it. And even that is on the fringe, obviously, as we can see.
But I remember when we got a C video, like back in in December. You remember when it came out?
Mm-hmm.
And we got it, okay? And I remember Joe got it first, and he was really, really sick. And then he just wanted to, like, I'm like, bro, you can't be in the bed with me. You can't do this. He was like, you already got it. Lay there.
Straight up, right?
He was not leaving the room, even if it was to keep me safe.
It is. We are together so much. There's no way that I can have something or she can have something and I don't have it.
Like, I'm like,
it's no way,
bro. Like, what about my life? You know?
But that's real couples. If you really is doing life together, it doesn't. There's no way that it happened. Like, when I got it, the next day she had the symptom. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's just real life. But they aren't real, especially because every now and then they reveal how when they're not filming, some of them don't even see each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's an insight into how a lot of this is a bit of a facade, especially these couples that you think are on the fringe. They are fringier than you think.
Yeah.
Because you're only seeing what they put on camera.
Yeah.
But then we find out no one slept in the apartment for 2 weeks.
Right.
Everybody going to their own house, working their own jobs. They don't really have any responsibilities with each other. They're not paying the bills in the apartment and everything like that. So all of this is just for filming purposes. So that's why I think it's so easy for them Cameron to be on his deathbed and he tells her, don't come to the hospital.
Which I can't.
That's because they're not real couples.
I just can't. I can't. The point I'm trying to make is I really do hope Emily recovers well. She already looked like she was healing up nicely.
Yeah,
I really like Emily, and I really do think she got fixed, and I really think that she is not delusional enough from being concussed to believe that this relationship is going to work. I just really, I hope that's not the case.
I think she just want to be in a relationship, and all of this trauma bonding is just covering up the fact that she's seeing what she wants to see, because it's not there. She overlooks a lot of his BS.
Yeah.
And it's not, he didn't do anything in this whole incident. He did nothing.
I didn't think he did anything either. But I wasn't
let her
there.
tell it.
I wasn't there.
He was amazing. This brought us together. Now we're on a whole new foot. No, you
Even
aren't.
when it happened, it didn't seem to me like he had any sense of
He was holding her finger like this. They hold hands. The camera keeps. It ain't our fault. The camera is literally zooming in. He doing this. Like, you know, when you pick up a piece of trash and it stink and you like, all right, I got to take this. You know, it's a diaper or something. That's how he was holding her hand. Why? But she's romanticizing it. Like, I just can't believe he was the only one who cared for me. He was the only one. She just wants to be loved. It's so sad. It's
so terribly sad. And I do want it for her. But like, girl, we gotta find another way, because I love it. I love Emily. Something about her that I think is very, very, very genuine and light.
Because she is real and genuine.
Yeah.
And she deserves to be in a real relationship, because I think she would be great at it. I think she would be a good wife. But
she got fixed, and it's really annoying to me. And it really pisses me off. And high key, if y'all were going to pair her with Brennan, y'all could have paired her with Cameron. I think they would still be together.
They probably would be. I'd agree. They probably would be.
I honestly don't even know why y'all paired Claire and Cameron. She's so condescending and so.
She's another fake
patronizing
one.
and
her and Chloe are probably gonna be best friends.
No, I think they're not going to be best friends because Claire needs a lot of attention, and when Chloe came in, it felt a little bit tense. Everything Chloe said, she was like, "Oh, that is embarrassing. That is this." Like, not a girl's girl to me at all.
They're both fake, so I can't tell who's who.
That's the facts. That's the facts. So, I'm done. You got anything else?
No, we're gonna be back with some Love Is Blind and maybe a little bit of Ready for Love.
Ready to Love is wearing me the hell out.
It is. Too. It's really like they.
I don't know where humans come from, and you know what? I can't. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed this. But still, let us know what you guys think. How you feeling about Michael and Chloe? Is Emily being delusional because she's concussed? Becca and Austin, will they, won't they? You know? Please free us of Claire.
Free us.
Thank y'all so much for watching. Again, I'm Zar Eleanor. This is my beautiful husband, Joe. And we'll see you beautiful mother jumpers on the other side.
Peace.